Well, good morning. This is Shop Talk with Buck. I am Buck, and welcome to my shop. I had just finished a video doing a sliding tapered dovetail. I didn't cover in that video what I had to do to modify the fence for this thing to work. One part of the procedure was on the tapering part, when you come to the router table, you taper one side. Of course, on the mating, you taper one side. I tapered 1/16 of an inch over the whole distance. And that will work no matter how wide it is. I mean, you know, if it's 2 foot, it's tight until you adjust it in to where you got about a 1/2 inch. It starts to get tight and you drive it in the rest of the way. Now you got a tight joint. But to get that on the router table, I got these. I had taken my fence off. But when you have a gap, that piece would fall in that gap. Man, that thing's loud. That piece would fall in that gap. So what I did, I just took this fence off and made me a new one. And it's just to fit the bit. Well, it's just a tick bigger, but the key is above it is straight through. So that little shim that we have will go across the top of the bit, and it just carries on from one end to the other. You can get you a good smooth cut or straight cut. So all I did was I got me a piece of MDF and cut it to right. It's 3/4 is what it wound up being. It sticks out from the fence just ever so slightly. However, I drilled my holes and got it all squared away, and I notched it out where it would just the dovetail bit would just fit in there good. That's the way to get a good, consistent run all the way down through it, because the shim never leaves the fence. So this is going to be something I'll just lay back, because I'll use it on the router table again. Because there's a lot of things you do that would be handy to have a solid fence from one end to the other, where you can rest her off the fence and not have that gap in there. Because usually that gap would be a problem. I mean, you'll do 3 of them fine, and for some reason on that 4th one, it'll hang in that opening. So I decided, instead of having a problem, I just made me a fence. 4 bolts and this thing will come off. I've just cut a notch in it. I think this thing this is the Craig. 2.5 by 3/4. And this is the longest piece I had, which is 30 inches. It made it work, but my fence is 36. Ideally, 36 would have been, but the 30 for what I was doing, it was fine. Well, all right, let's see. I'm just gonna put my other one back on. I'll lay this thing back next time this situation comes up, or one like it. I'll have a fence, and it doesn't take long to put it on there. A router table is a handy tool. When I got this thing, it really opened up. I'd made me jigs and tightened in the vise and where I could run pieces. But when I got this thing, it had sure made a lot of things a lot more handier. A little more precise. You got to get a rule right here where you can move that thing a 30-second, or it is really, I've enjoyed this router table. But you can put a different fence on it. I was going to make something where it'd come back here, and I thought, well, you seen how quick that was. You can 4 bolts. You can take that off and put something else on it. It worked good. The video that I did with this sliding tapered dovetail, I'll put a link in the description for that if y'all want to go check that out. It's a really good joint. It's a strong joint. Assembly of your project with those type of joints, a sliding tapered dovetail, you get it made right. You just tap it together and it holds itself in place, and a lot less clamps you got to have. I just want to talk about my router table just a bit. I used it a lot. My plunge router, when things are so big you can't, it's not feasible to put it on the router table, is very handy. One of the first 3 tools, now I'm not talking about hand tools. Hand tools, you got to have a good mallet, you got to have a good chisels, a good saws. I mean, there's things you got to have. A hand plane, a hand routing plane. It's things you got. I'm talking about the mechanized, like the router table, table saw. There's 3 things that if you're looking to get into woodworking, but if you've got a limited budget and just certain things you can get, a table saw, drill press, and a router table, or a good router. You could come there making anything you need to make. Because you can get a hand jigsaw to make your curves. That won't break the bank and that kind of thing. But then if you get the other stuff like the bandsaw, the joiner, thickness planer, and all that, it just makes everything, your workflow. But you got 3 tools you need to start with. That would be the 3, in my opinion. You can get by. You sure could. You make a jig for your router to where you can set up and do your surfacing, flattening your board, that kind of thing. I mean, you could get by, and then you can get the rest of it as you go, as you can afford it and whatnot. I spent years collecting all of this stuff. I worked like a lathe over there, and that joiner. I worked a lot of overtime, and the other stuff I just collected over the years. Like that router right there is one of the first ones I bought. You can tell because the cord is, they now you buy them, they got a little short cord. That thing's long. You had room enough, you didn't have to use a drop cord. You could get it. I guess it was 15 years ago. Oh, no, it's been more than that. 8, no, it's pushing 20. So I've had that router over there that I used to cut the sliding tapered dovetail. I bet you that thing, I need to check the serial number just when I bought that thing. I bet it's right at 20 years old. I appreciate y'all hanging in there. Hope you learned a little something. Always nice to learn something. I'm 68-year-old, still learning. And when you quit learning, I guess, I don't know. I look forward to learning something every day. Every project I do, I try to make it a little better. So I will leave that there. And y'all have a wonderful day. Have a safe day. And I'll catch you on the next one.